Do you ever look at certain women, especially those over 50, and wonder how they always seem so effortlessly put together? Not loud, not trendy, but refined, timeless, unbothered. They walk into a room and command attention without saying a word. That, my dear, is elegance. And here's the secret. Truly elegant women don't just know what to wear, they know exactly what not to wear. This video isn't about judgment, it's about evolution. Because if you've reached a stage in life where you know who you are, what works for you, and how you want to show up in the world, then you're ready to elevate your wardrobe with confidence and intention. Think of this as your style filter. We're going to walk through 25 things high-class, elegant women over 50 quietly retire from their closets. Not because they've aged out of style, but because their style has matured into something even more powerful: presence. Now, let's be clear. True elegance is never boring. It's thoughtful. It's refined. And most importantly, it reflects a woman who knows her worth. So if you've ever stood in front of your closet and thought, why doesn't this feel like me anymore? Or why do I feel like I'm dressing down when I'm trying to look polished? This video will give you clarity, because once you let go of the pieces that no longer serve you, you make space for the woman you're becoming, from outdated trends to unflattering fits. From color choices that wash you out to accessories that scream instead of whisper. We're going to uncover the silent style saboteurs that could be holding your look back, and replace them with choices that speak volumes in subtle, confident tones. And don't worry, this isn't about throwing everything out. It's about shifting how you see yourself and allowing your wardrobe to reflect the elegant woman you already are inside. Are you ready to refine your style and step into the most elegant version of yourself? Then stay with me, because the first item on this list is something you might still be tempted to wear. Let's begin. Let's start with something bold: the cropped top. It's cute, it's trendy, and for some it's nostalgic. But for high-class, elegant women over 50, it's a no. Why? Because elegance doesn't scream. It doesn't rely on showing skin to make a statement. It whispers confidence through simplicity, structure, and restraint. Cropped tops by design expose the midriff, a style that automatically reads as youthful, playful, and often casual. While that may work beautifully in your 20s or 30s, it rarely aligns with the sophistication that grows with age. After 50, your wardrobe begins to reflect more than your body. It reflects your story, and your story deserves more than fleeting trends. It deserves polish, intentionality, presence. Here's the problem with cropped tops: they interrupt the vertical line of your silhouette. They cut the body in awkward places, which can make the torso appear shorter or highlight areas many of us prefer to smooth over, like the midsection or lower back. Even on the most toned figure, cropped silhouettes often lack the grace and drape that elegance demands. Now let's be clear, this isn't about hiding your body. It's about dressing in a way that honors your form and your confidence. High-class women don't dress to prove they look good. They dress to feel good, and that energy is what makes them magnetic. Cropped tops also rarely translate well across settings. They look out of place at a lunch meeting, out of sync at a dinner party, and outright inappropriate in any setting where refinement is the goal. It's a piece that screams, "Look at me," when what you really want is to say, "I've arrived." So what's the elegant alternative? Try a tailored blouse that gently grazes the hip, or a monochrome knit top tucked into high-waisted trousers to elongate the frame. Even a silk button-down, slightly unbuttoned and half-tucked, gives you the polish of structure with the ease of movement. That's the kind of quiet confidence high-class style is made of. Elegance isn't about following every trend. It's about curating the ones that serve you, not the other way around. And that's why cropped tops, no matter how tempting, don't belong in a wardrobe designed for timeless grace. Let's keep going, because the next item might seem harmless, until you realize what it subtly takes away from your look. Let's talk about spaghetti straps. They're delicate, dainty, and often associated with femininity. But for high-class, elegant women over 50, they're rarely a first choice. Why? Because elegance is as much about what you reveal as it is about what you choose to conceal. Now, don't get me wrong, spaghetti straps can be styled tastefully in certain situations. Worn discreetly as a layering piece beneath a blazer or cardigan, they can offer a hint of softness without compromising sophistication. But worn on their own, that's where things often shift. Spaghetti straps expose a large portion of the shoulder and upper chest, areas that, with age, may not reflect the firmness or smoothness they once had. More importantly, they offer little to no support or structure, which can be unflattering or even uncomfortable, especially for women with fuller busts or broader shoulders. And here's something most people won't say out loud. Ultra-thin straps rarely look intentional. They often resemble undergarments or sleepwear, making the overall outfit feel incomplete or too casual for refined settings. True elegance is never about baring skin for attention. It's about framing your features gracefully, highlighting your natural beauty with thoughtful lines, high-quality fabrics, and balanced proportions. Spaghetti straps also lack versatility. You'll likely find yourself adjusting them constantly or worrying about coverage when you sit, move, or lean. That constant discomfort takes you out of the moment, and elegant women don't have time for wardrobe insecurity. So what do they choose instead? Cap sleeves, sleeveless bateau necks, or soft flutter sleeves. These are graceful alternatives that offer arm exposure without looking bare or unfinished. Even a wide-strap tank in a luxurious knit can look infinitely more polished than its spaghetti-thin cousin. And if you do love the feel of something sleeveless, consider the context. There's a powerful difference between being feminine and being overexposed. And high-class, elegant women over 50, they know exactly where that line is drawn and they don't cross it. Now let's be honest, you've earned your confidence. You've lived, loved, learned, and there's no reason to hide your body. But showing everything rarely feels as empowering as you think, especially when the goal is timeless sophistication. Plunging necklines, sheer fabrics, ultra-short skirts, backless dresses, thigh-high slits, and midriff-bearing cuts. These elements aren't inherently wrong, but too many of them in one outfit. That's where elegance gets lost. Because here's the truth. Refinement isn't revealing. It's about balance, intention, selectivity. Elegant women know that showing a little skin is most powerful when it's deliberate, and when it's paired with restraint elsewhere. Let's take an example. A sleeveless silk blouse can be stunning when paired with tailored trousers and a classic heel, but that same blouse, paired with a sheer mini skirt, plunging neckline, and stiletto platforms, the message changes. High-class women avoid overly revealing outfits not out of modesty, but out of discernment. They understand that sophistication whispers. It doesn't need to shock, flash, or beg for attention. And when it comes to age, confidence after 50 is different. It's quieter, deeper. It no longer seeks validation from being noticed. It radiates from being respected. That's why they favor silhouettes that skim, not squeeze. Fabrics that flow, not cling. Necklines that frame the collarbone rather than plunge to the navel. Does that mean you can't wear a slit or show a shoulder? Of course not. But keep this in mind. For every inch you reveal, balance it with something more structured, tailored, or covered. This creates visual harmony and emotional ease. Now let's address a piece that dominated the early 2000s and still tries to make a comeback. Low-rise jeans. They were everywhere. Celebrity red carpets, glossy magazines, and department store shelves. And for a while, they seemed edgy, youthful, even sexy. But elegant women over 50? They've quietly let this trend go, and for good reason. Because low-rise jeans aren't just dated, they're inherently unflattering on most body types, especially as we age. Here's why. Low-rise jeans sit far below the natural waistline. That means they visually shorten your legs and interrupt your body's natural proportions. Even worse, they tend to create what stylists call a muffin top effect, even on slender figures, because they cut across the widest part of the hip without offering support or structure. And the waistband? It often dips too low in the back, making it difficult to sit, bend, or move without constantly adjusting. Let's be honest, no one wants to spend the day tugging, checking, or worrying about what's showing. Elegance means ease. It means clothes that move with you, flatter your shape, and reflect confidence, not discomfort. High-class women choose jeans that enhance their figure, not fight against it. That's why they gravitate toward mid-rise or high-rise denim with clean lines, structured seams, and just the right amount of stretch. These silhouettes sit comfortably at the waist, elongating the legs, smoothing the midsection, and creating a sleek, polished line from top to toe. Pair them with a tucked-in blouse, a soft cashmere sweater, or a tailored blazer, and suddenly you've turned casual denim into something truly refined. And let's not forget fabric. Low-rise jeans often come in overly distressed washes or with flashy embellishments. High-class women avoid these loud details in favor of deep indigo, classic white, or soft charcoal gray, the kind of timeless washes that elevate an outfit rather than distract from it. It's a quiet shift, but one that speaks volumes. Because when a woman walks into a room in high-rise, beautifully cut jeans that fit like a glove, she doesn't just look stylish, she looks in command. So if you still have low-rise denim hiding in the back of your closet, now is the time to let them go. Up next, let's talk about leggings. They're soft, stretchy, easy to throw on, and let's be honest, they're incredibly comfortable. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Overly tight leggings are one of the most common items silently draining elegance from a woman's wardrobe, especially after 50. Now, this doesn't mean all leggings are off limits. Far from it. The issue isn't leggings themselves, it's how they're worn and how tight they are. You see, when leggings cling to every curve like a second skin, they can expose more than you intend, highlighting every dip, dimple, or crease. And while we celebrate real bodies at every age, there's a difference between confidence and overexposure. Elegant women understand this. They know that true sophistication doesn't come from flaunting everything. It comes from selective structure, thoughtful fabrics, and silhouettes that flatter without shouting. Leggings that are too tight often become see-through when stretched, especially in direct light. They also tend to sag at the knees or bunch at the ankles after a few hours, making the outfit look sloppy, no matter how luxurious the rest of your look is. Instead of showcasing elegance, ultra-tight leggings often convey rushed, gym-ready, or lounge-bound energy, not polished presence. So what's the refined alternative? Look for structured knit pants, ponte leggings, or tailored stretch trousers that offer the same comfort but with added weight, opacity, and support. They skim the body instead of clinging, and when paired with a long-line tunic, a crisp button-down, or a chic sweater coat, they elevate your entire silhouette. And if you do wear classic leggings, pay attention to what you pair them with. Avoid cropped tops or clingy tees. Instead, opt for flowy blouses, boyfriend cardigans, or even an elegant trench. That's how you transform basic comfort into understated style. Because the goal isn't just to feel good, it's to look as confident as you feel. We've all seen it, those oversized logos splashed across shirts, bags, belts, and even shoes. Whether it's bold monograms, repeating designer initials, or eye-catching emblems, loud logo prints once symbolized status and wealth. But elegant women over 50? They've moved beyond the noise. Because here's the truth, elegance never has to announce itself. When every item screams a brand name, the outfit stops being about you and starts becoming a walking billboard. And let's face it, chasing logos can feel more like chasing validation than showcasing real style. High-class women understand this deeply. They know that quiet luxury, those beautifully tailored pieces in high-quality fabrics, subtle detailing, and impeccable fit is far more powerful than any oversized logo ever could be. It's not about who made it, it's about how it makes you feel. In fact, some of the most polished women in the world wear head-to-toe designer, but you'd never know unless you touched the fabric or noticed the perfect drape. Because refinement doesn't shout, it whispers. Loud logos can also age a look unintentionally. They often feel trendy, flashy, and overdone, especially when stacked. Logo top, logo belt, logo bag, logo sneakers. The result? A look that feels more try-hard than timeless. Instead, women who radiate elegance choose clean lines, neutral palettes, and understated accessories. They favor handbags with minimal branding, belts with elegant buckles, and clothing where craftsmanship, not the label, is the focal point. Does this mean you can never wear logos? Not at all. But think of them as seasoning, not the main dish. A small designer clutch with a subtle logo. Lovely. A pair of tasteful sunglasses with a discreet emblem? Perfect. Just remember, if the logo enters the room before you do, it's probably too loud. There's something irresistibly cozy about a big, oversized sweater. It promises warmth, ease, and that just right balance of casual and relaxed. But there's a fine line between effortlessly chic and just plain sloppy. And unfortunately, many oversized sweaters, especially the bulky, shapeless kind, fall into the second category. When we reach for pieces that swallow our silhouette in excess fabric, we may feel hidden and comfortable, but we also risk losing the structure and poise that make an outfit truly elegant. Sloppy sweaters tend to sag in all the wrong places, too long sleeves, droopy shoulders, and thick knits that overwhelm rather than flatter. The result? A look that can read tired, weighed down, or even unintentionally frumpy, especially when paired with leggings or casual shoes. And here's the subtle truth. After 50, structure becomes even more essential. Not because we need to hide anything, but because well-placed tailoring brings confidence and clarity to our appearance. So what's the elevated alternative? Start with refined knits in lighter weights. Think merino wool, fine cashmere, or cotton blends that drape instead of drown. Choose sweaters with intentional design. A defined shoulder seam, a slight taper at the waist, or a hemline that curves gracefully to flatter the hips. These small details create balance, even in relaxed silhouettes. A boxy sweater can still look elegant when paired with slim trousers and a pointed flat. An oversized knit becomes sophisticated when French tucked into tailored jeans and topped with a structured blazer. And don't forget color and texture. Neutral tones like oatmeal, ivory, navy, and charcoal bring a sense of calm luxury. Avoid loud patterns or novelty prints, which tend to age a piece, and instead focus on knits that feel rich to the eye and soft to the touch. Even the way you style it matters. Roll the sleeves neatly, add a simple gold earring or a leather belt to define your shape. These touches show that yes, you're relaxed, but you're still in control of your look. Because elegant style isn't about discomfort, it's about discernment. It's knowing which pieces make you feel like your best self, and which ones are just masking the magic. Let's shift gears and talk about summer wear. When temperatures rise, many women reach for Bermuda shorts. They're modest, they offer coverage, and they seem like the safe choice for warm weather dressing. But here's where it gets tricky. Bermuda shorts, with their long, straight, knee-grazing cut, can actually be one of the most aging silhouettes in a woman's wardrobe. Why? Because the length, typically hitting at or just below the knee, visually shortens the leg, especially when paired with flat sandals or sneakers. This creates a boxy horizontal break right where most women prefer a little lengthening. Add in stiff fabrics or pleats, and suddenly the look feels more retiree on a cruise than stylish and effortless. Now let's be clear, covering your legs isn't the problem. In fact, a beautifully cut pair of shorts can be incredibly chic at any age. But fit, proportion, and styling matter more than ever. So what should you look for instead? Swap Bermuda shorts for tailored mid-thigh shorts with a gentle A-line shape. These create the illusion of longer legs and a more youthful posture without sacrificing modesty or comfort. Choose lightweight fabrics with a touch of structure. Think linen blends, cotton twill, or crisp poplin. Avoid overly stretchy materials that cling or bunch. They tend to look dated fast. A high-waisted short that flares ever so slightly at the hem can redefine your summer silhouette completely. Pair it with a breezy blouse tucked in just at the front, or a linen button-down half open over a tank top. Add sleek sandals or a low-block heel, and suddenly the entire outfit lifts, literally and visually. Also, pay attention to what's on top. Avoid pairing longer shorts with oversized tees or boxy tops that cut the body in half. Instead, aim to elongate. Longer necklines, vertical seams, and waist-defining layers all help restore balance. Let's talk shoes, because no matter how beautiful your outfit is, the wrong shoes can undo it all in a single step. And one of the most common culprits, those big, clunky, overly engineered comfort shoes. You've seen them. Orthopedic-style sneakers with thick soles, overly padded sandals with wide Velcro straps, or heavy walking shoes that look more like gear than fashion. Now let's be honest, comfort is non-negotiable, especially after 50. We're done with stilettos that pinch or flats that offer no support. But somewhere along the way, many women were told that comfort and elegance can't coexist. That's simply not true. The problem isn't support, it's bulk. Oversized soles, boxy shapes, and heavy textures can weigh down your entire look. They make the foot appear larger, break up the leg line, and often give an outfit a practical but not polished feel. Even worse, they often signal that style was sacrificed completely in the name of function. But here's the good news. You can have shoes that are both supportive and sleek. It just takes a little intentionality. Look for styles with clean lines and sculpted soles. A low block heel, a supportive kitten heel, or a well-cushioned ballet flat can offer hours of wear without sacrificing refinement. Need arch support. Brands today are designing orthopedic-friendly shoes that actually look stylish. Think contoured footbeds hidden within chic silhouettes, soft leathers, and elegant shapes that flatter the foot. Even sneakers can be elevated. A minimal leather sneaker in white, beige, or blush, without flashy logos or clunky soles, can look incredibly refined when paired with trousers, dresses, or jeans. And when it comes to sandals, choose delicate straps, thoughtful ankle placement, and a streamlined profile. The goal is to visually lengthen the leg and maintain proportion, not interrupt it. One small tip: we've explored the cuts, the colors, the shoes, the silhouettes. But sometimes the most aging element in your wardrobe isn't a specific garment at all. It's the emotional weight of the pieces we can't seem to let go of. That favorite blouse you wore to your daughter's graduation, the blazer you bought during your first promotion, the dress that once made you feel radiant 20 years ago. They sit quietly in our closets, whispering memories. But they also anchor us to a version of ourselves that no longer exists. And here's the truth. Holding on to outdated clothing out of guilt, fear, or nostalgia doesn't preserve your identity. It prevents its evolution. Because every time you reach for something that doesn't reflect who you are now, you're making a silent decision to stay small, to play it safe, to dress in the past. It's not about trends. It's about honoring the woman you've become, not the one you were. That doesn't mean discarding everything old or sentimental. It means curating your wardrobe like you curate your life, with discernment, with love, and with space for something new. Try this. Hold up a piece and ask, would I buy this today? If the answer is no, let it go with gratitude, because elegance doesn't cling to the past. It walks forward, refined, assured, and always becoming. And when you start letting go of what no longer serves you, something magical happens. You rediscover the joy of getting dressed. You feel light, confident, and aligned, not just with fashion, but with your own sense of self. You stop apologizing for getting older and start celebrating the depth, wisdom, and beauty that only time can bring. So, whether it's ditching the dowdy cardigan, replacing worn out shoes, or simply choosing colors that illuminate your face, you're making space for the real you to shine. And truly, there's nothing more stylish than that. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope today's journey inspired you to take a fresh look at your wardrobe, your style, and most of all, your confidence. Because elegant women don't just follow fashion, they write their own rules with grace, purpose, and a whole lot of style. Until next time, stay radiant, stay bold, and never stop evolving.